Hello, my friends. We're back with part 3 of the book covers. And what we're going to do is some stamping. I have a word stamp that I'm going to put on the front that says you're special. But I'm not going to stamp on the front of these because these are way too textured. Look how they came out. Pretty, huh? So just these ones I'm going to stamp on. And I have my little stamping pad here. And then we're going to stamp some stuff on the inside. And then we're going to get going on putting them together. So I'm going to do my little word stamp here first. Okay. And I think this is the front. And I'm just going to stamp it down here. Oh, it's upside down. Why do they do that? I hope I can get that off of there fast. Usually when your block is facing up, I should have tried it on another piece of paper. Yes, I should have. And I got that off as much as I'm going to get it off. I have to blow that dry a little bit. So I got to remember that this little stamp has to be upside down when you're stamping it. That is so stupid. I'm going to try it on a piece of paper first. Yeah, see? This has to be upside down. I'm going to pull you in a little closer. This has to be upside down, your words. Usually when you stamp, you can stamp it that way, where it's face up at you and it'll stamp right, but no, it stamps upside down. Ugh. Okay, here we go. I got too much ink on all the way around it. Don't want to have that on my page. Here we go. Here we go again. There. That looks good. See? All right. I'm going to set that aside to dry. I'm going to put one on this one. I think I'm going to do it at the top. Let's see. Right about there. Oh, they got a dot in it. That's all right. And I'm going to do this one. I think I'm going to put it right in the middle. I have to decide which one I want front and which one I want. Do I want the orangey front or the pinky front? I'm going to go with the orangey front. Yep, just like that. Did you see? And I'm going to do one on here. I'm going to decide which one I want front. That needs to come off. I think I want this side as the front. And I'm going to stamp it right there. Maybe right here. Yep. Just like that. Okay. Wow. Got to remember. Okay, now we're going to just do some marking stamps on the insides of these. Just because I thought we needed something more on the inside. So I'm going to do my script that's not quite a script. It's got a bird in the center, but we're just going to do a little bit of that here and there. Just like that. Okay. I think some people are going to get these in some Happy Mail if I ever get my act together and get enough money to send out some Happy Mail. If I ever get my Shysta to work together. Alrighty, so now we got that. We got the script on all of them. Let's put some, I got these new stamps. Well, they're kind of old, but they're kind of new because I've never used them. So I'm going to put some of this on the inside of these little books. And I love this little, I don't know what it is, weed, dandelion, whatever it is. Okay. There we go. I'm hoping to get these done today. Finished. My dad always used to say, don't say done. That means you're being cooked in an oven when you're done. Proper thing is called say finish. Okay, Daddy. Whatever you say. I think these came out really cute. Yes, I do. I know there's a ton of people on YouTube that are doing these, so I don't know who to give credit to, but who gave me the inspiration to do them was Betsy Doodle, so I'm going to give her a shout out because she did them, and she did them with her jelly plate, and that's how come I got the idea to use my jelly plate. She doesn't show you how to do them as a tutorial, but she shows you as in a show and tell what she has done. Okay, we got that one done. Now, let's see. There's a little bitty dragonfly. Itty bitty dragonfly that I want to put on here. On the insides of these. Cute, huh? Can you see? Do I need to be up a little further in the... Oh, that's a cute little dragonfly. I got to keep him. I got to keep him where I can find him again. Because he's just cute. I guess it's a he. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy with this little dragonfly. It's all about the layers. The layers and the layers and the layers. I was up early this morning. Had an appointment at 10 o'clock I had to go to. So I had to get up pretty early to get ready, to put my makeup on. Yada yada. You know all that good stuff. He looks really cute on here, flying all around these little weeds, whatever they are. Years ago when I lived back in Utah, we go camping, and my friend that we worked together in a shop, as hairstylists, and we'd go camping together, and her husband and my significant other at the time. And we found these little bracelets that you could put on your arm in the camping section. Or maybe she found them in a magazine, I don't know. To keep the mosquitoes away. And that was the sound of a dragonfly. And it worked really well to keep the mosquitoes off of you. Yeah. Just put them on your arm, and it made this little brrr sound like a dragonfly would make. And I guess mosquitoes just do not like to come anywhere near a dragonfly. Alright guys, I think I'm done stamping what I want to stamp in here. I don't want to make it too mucky. Too busy in there, so I think I'm finished. And now we're going to just set these aside to dry. Set them on my keyboard. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the papers for the inside. Now, you can use any kind of paper that you want to. I have gotten, I have one of those composition notebooks that had graph paper in it, and I took some of that out, and I cut some of that, and then I decided that I wanted to maybe put plain paper in there that people could either write on or draw on or whatever. So I used I need to get this brush out of this water. So I used my, that mixed media crappy paper that you buy that's, you know, in a big stack for $5 from Hobby Lobby. I showed it to you in another video, I think. I don't have the wrapper here close by me. But anyway, I used that and I cut the papers. Okay. Now it's all going to depend on how many papers you want to put in your little book. So this is the graph papers I cut, and then I folded them in half. And if they're not even, that's okay. I thought I brought that phone book down here to use as a cradle to punch these. Well, if I didn't, we'll make this one a Midori style. So I cut these papers, and this is the dimensions. They are 4 3/4 wide this way, and 3 5/8 this way. And they just fit in your real nicely inside your book. I don't want to touch that because that ink is still wet. So they fit real nicely inside your book at that measurement. Okay. Now to make, so I need to go through and just fold these in half and figure out how many I want in each book. So I did quite a few of these because I didn't know how many. And I just fold them in half and as evenly as you can. Sometimes it's easier to score them, and I might do that. Of course, I have 2 of them together. I might go ahead and just score them. I had my little scoring board. I'll show you where to score them, maybe. So I'm going to fold it in half, kind of get an idea of where to score it at, because I don't do math and I don't know what 1/2 of 4 3/4 is. So we'll set it down here, and you want to score on, is it 2 and 2 and 1 2 3/8. See if that works. Yeah, 2 3/8. We'll score them. 2 3/8. Score at 2 3/8. I gotta write that down. Score at 2 3/8. Okay, those are your measurements. So it's 4 3/4 wide. I'll set that here. So 4 3/4 this way, wide, and 3 5/8 this way, tall, and score at 2 3/8. Okay. I don't know if you can read that, and then I'll turn it and show you where score at 2 3/8. So there's the measurements for the inside papers. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to score all these because I have quite a stack of them. And I don't want to do that on, you know, I showed you where to do it. So I don't want to do them all on the video and take up all your time. And I don't have stories to tell you that long. So I will go and then I'll find my phone book. And I know I brought it down here, but I don't know where I set it. And then I'll be back, okay? Hi, we're back. And I got all the papers done and folded, and I put them in the little book of how many would go in there nicely, and so you wouldn't have any gaps opening here. These papers are a little bit heavier, so some of them are you know, going to hang over, but I can trim that off. And so to tell you how many I have in each one, I don't know. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this one. So that's 12 pages, front and back, and that fits in there real nice. Okay, now, so what we're going to do, what we're going to need now, is I'm going to do one Midori, well, a couple of Midori style. And for that, you're going to need some, I think I'll do this one. That one needs to be trimmed down. And how I do that is I get my trusty little paper cutter out. And you're probably not going to be able to see, so I'll adjust the camera a little bit. And put them in here, right about there on the line. Oops, quit moving them, Nancy. It is so flippin' hot here. I'm not complaining though. And I'm gonna push down on this and hopefully cut through all of it. Which it did. See, it trimmed them off really nice. Except for that very last one. I can catch that with the scissors. But I took that much off so it would fit in the little booklet. Where's my trusty little scissors here? And I'll just trim that off. Just like that. We got it. And I'm shaky again this morning. Just took my medicine, so hopefully I'll be better. That was my husband. I hope you didn't hear that. He's clearing his lungs. All right, where did my little booklet go that this fit in? He's doing airway clearance of his lungs. Okay, so that fits in there a lot better. Not so much hanging over. All right, so Midori style, you're going to need some elastic. And let's see, this one's kind of pinky on the inside. So I think I'm going to use this pinky one. And I buy these at the craft store in the kids section. They have these elastics things. I buy them for Josie all the time. I send them to her, but she hasn't told me she needed any more yet. I sent her a bunch, so she said she had a lifetime's worth. And then if you can find the end to pull some out, and you just want enough I think I need to trim that. They're not quite even. I need to put the camera back a little further. How could you not trim graph paper correctly? You just trim it on the lines, right? Not me. I trim everything crooked. So you just want a piece of elastic to go around and tie in the center, okay? So probably about that much. And then you're just going to take it and tie it. And hopefully you can get a tight knot. That's not very tight. Let's try that again. Sometimes I'll drape this around 3 times first, and that seems to hold it. My mother taught me that trick. But it's not today. Okay, that's good enough. And then you just can trim these off. And that way, Midori style is you can add more papers or take papers out. And you know what? I'm going to put, maybe that'll stay. If not, I'm going to put a drop of glue on there. So that's Midori style. So then you have this little piece right here. So you want to take another little piece that will go through here. Okay. And it'll go through there like that. And then you want to get a button. But how did she do that? Betsy Doodle. I don't know how she did it. But I'm going to do mine this way. I got to find a button. Hang on. Let's choose a button. A cute little button. A button. Who's got the button? There's my phone book. I found it. All right. We don't want any of these homemade ones. We want a cute little button. And I could do a little doggy and thread it through the back. I have several little doggies. And I have some sunglasses. I could put sunglasses on there. That's kind of cute. Should we try that? There's an orange one. There's a blue one. A purple one. I think the pink one will be the best. Or we could do just a regular button, like so, and thread it through. Or this size and thread it through. I might have to do, I'm going to try this pink one on here just to see. Then I'm going to choose some of these flat buttons. There's orangey colored ones, brown ones. I don't want them this size. I don't have very many buttons to choose from. I have a flip-flop. That might be cute. See, seems like all my buttons are got shanks on the back, or they're tiny, tiny like this. And I bought several of those tiny, tiny ones. Let's just pull some buttons out here and see what we like. There's a fish with a shank in the back. Here's a wooden one. I need help, guys. There's a pink one. I need buttons. Somebody send me some buttons. I need buttons. Button, button. Who's got the button? Not me. Not today. The orange one. I have some teeny tiny green ones. Mostly yellow. Well, we're only going to do one Midori style anyway, so we will put this through here and bring this one around. And we're going to cut enough off to thread through our button. These scissors are not cutting worth nothing. And so if we do one in the back, we're going to have to thread it through. I'm struggling, guys. I'm struggling. And tie it. I should have my hot glue gun out. Tie it a couple of times. Oh, that's kind of cute. And then I'm going to tie it one more time. Now, somehow or another, they attached it to this little, so it would never get lost. But I'm not sure how they did that. I think it was with a hair tie. So there we go. There's our little closure. I'm not so sure I like that. But that's a Midori style. Just take it off. It hangs off the side like that. And there's your little book. What do you guys think on that one? You like it, or should I put a flat button on it? What do you think? What do you think? Flat button would lay better. I'm going to leave it on there till I get comments, and then I can change it. That's the thing about Midori. You can change it. All right, now, and I'm only going to do one of these with you, so this video doesn't get to be 100 years long. But what we're going to do is we're going to sew these other ones. Okay? I'm just going to put these buttons in a little thing right there. So I have some really pretty strings that I bought. from, and it was the wrong gauge. I bought it for macrame little beads, but it's the wrong gauge. So I thought I would use it to sew. Now, mind you, this is not waxed, and so it might not work so good. But I have this pretty color. That's really pretty on there with the rose gold. I think I'm going to use this one. And they do get tangled up once you undo them. They do. They never go back in this little twisty thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my phone book out. And I should have put these buttons away because they're in my way. I need to make some more clay buttons. So I don't know what happened to my clay buttons. So I'm going to get my phone book out here. This is an awful big phone book for this little book. And I'm going to get my pages together here as best I can. And I'm going to stick them in here. And I'm going to clip them on each side to hold them in. These are little Tim Holtz clips. So I'm going to stick it in my phone book. I'm going to get my awl or my pokey tool. I think this is going to not make very good holes because it's not very sharp. So I'm going to find my other pokey tool that's pretty heavy duty. This one. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to poke the first one about, 1/4 inch from the top. And I'm just going to poke a hole there. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to poke one in the middle, sort of. Like right there. Because I'm not measuring. This is an easy way to put your holes in because you don't, if you'd use a phone book, it's a cradle. And I'm going to put this one about the same size as I did the top one. Alright, now we got our holes poked. Okie dokie, that cracked my seam there. That's okay. Oh, now I've got 2 phone books down here, none upstairs. Get my needle. I should have had these all out, but I forgot. You do forget some things. Get one with a pretty big eye in it. Oh my gosh. They got these glued in there. Holy moly. And I'm going to see if I can untwist this and get the end. And like I said, once you untwist it and get your end, it never goes back. I need to find an end. And that one's tightened that up. But I think this is going to look really pretty on there. If it's not too slippery. If it's too slippery, I'm going to wax it with a candle. Pull it through a candle and wax it. I even have some beeswax I could pull it through. I don't think that was the right end. If it is, it's tied up. Why Why do they do this to me? Why? When I'm shaky. No, I don't drink coffee. Is there another end? Is there? No, there's not. Oh, I'm not going to fool around with this, guys. I'm going to cut it. These scissors won't cut it. I'm going to cut that knot right out of there. Yep, that's what I did. All right, what you want to do is measure 3 times. So I'm going to measure 1, a little bit left over. 1, come on, Nancy. 1, 2, 3, and a little pinch to grow on. Okay. Thread our needle, if I can. I'm pretty shaky. Okay, we got it threaded. So, I want my dangles to be on the outside, so I'm going to start. It doesn't matter which end you start on, but because my closure is going to be this way, because your special is up there, I want to start it here in this one. So I bring it through there. Nope, wrong way. I want to go this way. I'm so sorry. That's why I'm not going to do all of these with you. Okay, I don't want to bring that. I want to leave me a tail. A tail for some dangles, like so. And I'm going to go down to the bottom one. Go through the bottom one. And then come up and go down through the middle one. If I can find the hole. I know it went all the way through. There it is. We're going to go up through the middle one. If I can get it through that. And this is called the pamphlet stitch. And now I'm going to go down through the top one and try not to catch my thread. You don't want to split your thread. Okay? So that is the pamphlet stitch. And you want to tie it tight. No, I got to do one more. Got to go back down through here, through the center again. Oh, I messed up. Let's start over. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a long time since I've done this one. A real long time. But I think this thread is going to work if I just get my eyes focused. Okay. Now I made my holes bigger. Okay, this is the front because it says you're special. So I'm going to go in through this hole and leave a tail. And now I'm just going to go down through the middle. I know this is not the right way, but I'm doing it Nancy's way, I guess. If I could quit shaking. Okay. Make sure you hold that little tail up through the bottom one. Down through the middle one again. And then tie it off. Tie it, and when you're pulling your threads, don't pull them straight up. Pull them to the side. So we're going to tie this off right here. I'm going to do 2 loops through that because that's how my mama taught me it would stay closed a little easier. And I don't know if I'm making a square knot or not. And now you have your little book. And you can put beads on here, dangles on here, whatever you want. And I'm going to cut that off a little bit because I made it too long. And there you have your little book. There it is. I'm going to put some beads on here. Isn't that cute? Isn't that just cute? And I'm going to go away and do all the rest of them. Then I'll take pictures of them and we will see what comes of this. I might put a little bit of glue on that last knot. That snot, that last snot, that last knot. Yes. There you go. There's your little book. And I put the pages in before this ink was dry. But there, isn't this cute? Isn't this really cute? I'm loving them. I am loving them. They turned out really nice. So there's your little book. And we can make a closure by doing the same thing with the string and a button. Just come through here, through the center. Sure. Loop it around like that. Or loop it around like this. I'm going to tie a knot here. I'm not sure what I'm doing, guys. I'm not sure. Okay, and then come around, and I didn't leave enough here to tie through a button. But you want it loose enough that you can untie it. I'm going to have to figure out a closure on this one. And when I do, I'll be back and let you guys know. But anyway, there's your little book. There's that one and the Midori style. Okay? And I'm going to go and do the rest of them. I'm going to do the rest of them with the sewing and figure out a closure. And I will be back to show you the finished product. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And please push the button next to the subscription and the little bell, and you'll get notifications of when my next video is coming out. And yeah, and share me all over the social media. Thanks. Bye-bye. Alrighty, they're all finished. And I haven't got the beads on them yet, though. But I did figure out a tie. I had some sari ribbon that I had tied on them, and I didn't like that too much. So I went into my bag of this cording stuff. This is the heavier stuff, that thicker stuff. And so I pulled it out with the colors, and I really like it, and just tied it around and tied it in a bow. I took the sunglasses off, and I put a little button on this one, and I just tied them up with the different colors of ribbon, or I don't know what the cording, I guess this is called, cording. So anyway, there they are. They're all finished. Yay, yay, yay. I gotta take a picture of them so I can put it up on the video. But they are finished, all except for the beads. And I'm not sure. I'm not feeling like beading today, so it'll be a couple of days before I get the beading done, but I will take pictures of it when they're finished. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you liked all 3 parts of this. And I hope you guys go out and make some. Give me a thumbs up, please. Do a thumbs up, maybe? Thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.